Do birds suddenly appear every time you are near? Just like me, they long to be close to you.
Hello, everybody. This is Dr. Willie Jolley and my beautiful bride,
Steve.
and we are the authors of the book, Make Love, Make Money, Make It Last, 10 Secrets to Shape a Great Marriage. We've been married for going on 40 years. Haven't had an argument in over 38 years. So we are grateful that we were able to write the book, Make Love, Make Money, Make It Last. And we're grateful for the TED Talk that has become very popular. We hope you go see it at jolleymarriage.com, How to Never Ever Argue Again in Marriage. And we're grateful for you joining us on the Jolley Marriage Show here on Monday nights on many platforms. So we are glad you're here. Now, we want to thank everybody. We first start by saying, if you have not voted yet, vote tomorrow. Vote tomorrow. Tomorrow. Vote, 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 vote. Do not sit it out. Vote. Okay. Now, topic. What to do when the retirement of one spouse shakes up, creates stress for your marriage, or shakes up your marriage and creates a lot of stress for your marriage. That's what we want to talk about. Let me give you the backstory. I tell you, always open. We offer the opportunity for you to send us a note, an email with your issues, your concerns, something you're dealing with that you want our counsel on. And we'll try to do the best we can. We have a lot of people who've asked if we do marriage counseling. Well, we're now going to take up doing some people who have asked enough time, so we have to take advantage of the fact that we do have some counsel that could be of help to them. So if you send us a note at info@williejolley.com, we will be in touch with you about that. Now, this is something that came to us. You have a husband and a wife. The husband is 41 years old. 41 years old.
That's very young.
Yes. And retired from the military after a career in the military.
He must have joined right out of high school.
Correct. If you're 18, let's say he was 18, wow. 28, 38, he did over 20 years. 20 years is full retirement in the Army. So he has a very nice retirement check that comes in every month. His wife is still working. And yet she says he decided that he wanted to be a house husband and enjoy his retirement after working hard and maybe, your deployments. I don't know. It didn't go into detail what his history was. Well, she said money is tight. Their daughter is in college. And of course, college always has costs. Even if they're on scholarship, there are costs. The child needs a better car. He says the one she got is fine enough. And the wife says, I'm working hard. Sometimes he cooks dinner or picks up dinner. And sometimes he doesn't. I come home and have to cook dinner after working all day. Now, at this point, he's not doing anything during the day but watching television and hanging out, I guess. And so she says, it's a problem. On top of that, here's where it also adds a second problem. So first of all, they got money issues in her mind. They don't have enough money. He's not doing anything else besides enjoying his retirement. She threw in that his brother-in-law retired, or his brother retired and started a lawn care business. Another friend of his retired and started another small business, a repair business, finding their niche, what they like, to add extra income. But he is not doing anything to create more income. She says they need more income. But then to top it off, she said after she works all day, and sometimes she comes home and has to cook, and she's tired, that he comes tapping her on the shoulder. You ready for sex? Woo! She said, this is not working. It has stressed out our marriage. It stressed out our relationship. is shaking up our marriage. What do I do? He's retired and doesn't want to do anything else. So, I know you've done some research. You want me to tell my part and my thoughts?
You can tell your part. I know I'm going to tell mine first. Yeah, I did do some.
Why don't you do your
thoughtful thinking?
Go do some thoughtful.
My summary is that it's communication. Now, if he retired, my thoughts. If he retired and is doing nothing, and she had was this a real surprise? They've been together all these years. Is his behavior?
Well, he was working. Let's assume he was working every day. Okay, he was getting up and going to work, Let's just say he worked at a base. He had to get up. He had to be there early. Okay, and so he's working every day. So why would she know what his retirement was going to be like? She has no clue of what that's going to be like.
What I'm saying is, it's coming down to And by the way, I have some allergies or something, so I'm losing my voice. I don't have a cold, but it gets bizarre in the evening, and I have the sniffles and everything.
Only in the evening too. During the day, she's fine.
For several days, but I'm like, it's a communications issue, I think, as well as I don't see how she can be so surprised that he's doing nothing. So she's been with this person all this time.
On what pretense would you say she would know if he's been a hardworking guy and now he says, I'm retired? Oh, how would she know how he was going to respond to retirement if she'd never seen him retire? I don't understand your logic.
I am saying, I think if you study your mate well enough. Okay, so he went to work. Yeah. You can't say no. This is my opinion.
No, but
that's my opinion. If you study, you think you know your mate. What does he do when he comes home from his army work? Does he sit in front of the TV? Does he do any tinker? Does he do? My assumption is if he could retire and just sit and do nothing, then there should have been some telltale signs ahead of time. That's my thought.
I disagree with that. I disagree with that because if you are a hardworking person and you're working hard 5, maybe 6 days a week, and when you're not working, you relax, you rest, you renew, you rejuvenate.
It depends upon the kind of person. My father worked 3 jobs.
See, there you go. There we go. That's where
my culture, my background,
how
I see the world.
But your father was also no, he wasn't an entrepreneur all the time. He became an entrepreneur.
I don't know what that.
In other words, he worked for the shipyard until he left.
He always did something. He was always busy.
Listen to what I'm saying. He worked for somebody for a number of years. Then he left and became an entrepreneur where he had multiple jobs to create. And even when he worked for the shipyard,
still had activity.
Most dads I knew in my neighborhood where I grew up had 2 jobs. They worked a day job and they did something. They drove a cab. They had
I'm just saying there was always some activity.
So,
and you just don't arbitrarily just stop doing it. You in this job and you just sit there and do nothing.
I don't agree with that. Okay, so we disagree on that. But your frame of reference is everybody gonna be like your daddy. But let me say to her, y'all, that had to be a learning position for my wife, because when we got married, she thought I was gonna be the handyman like her daddy.
I'm not talking about that.
Hold up! I'm just giving you. I'm giving you the whole pretense that you rated man or not rated. Your mindset of a husband was your dad as the role model. So when she came to me and said, we are gonna put together this thing she got from IKEA, I said, we.
And I adjusted very quickly because that's when I realized what I was dealing with. And I'm saying that there should have been signs for all this time. I was pregnant. This is all new. But I studied you in a quick study, right?
You didn't study me before you found out that I wasn't going to fix that thing.
But once you said no, I was
Okay, so here's what I'm saying to you. That the man has been working hard worker. Army, you can't slack in the Army. You can't be slacking. Oh, listen. And so when he got home from work, you don't know what the intensity of his job was, that he's going to do some other job. You can't judge that. So let's move on. Let's move on, because we disagree on that one. Go ahead. What's your next point?
I'm not going to tell you.
Greg says, back to chapter 4. That's right. Communication. It's all about communication, Greg. That's right. Greg and Linda are home. Linda Kozera and Greg Kozera, our dear friends, who have, we appreciate them.
The fire pit.
They're at the fire pit. Maybe it's cool enough for the fire pit. But they buy the book for newlyweds. They get copies for people getting married, for people who might have marriage troubles. We really appreciate that. They order lots of books.
Okay. So back to.
So let's back to. For those who just joined, let me read.
There's a problem with
41-year-old man in the Army.
So he's been working early. 41 to be able to retire.
Yeah, he started 18. So, because remember, you can retire full retirement in the Army at 20 years. Okay, he might have got 20, he might have got 21, 22, I don't know. But whatever, he has a retirement check, and he says that's sufficient. He has no desire to make any more money. The wife says, we need more money. We got a child in college, she needs a new car, and we got other needs, and I would like to have more money coming in. She works full-time job. Sometimes he cooks dinner, sometimes he cleans the house, sometimes he picks up dinner, sometimes he doesn't. She comes home and has to cook, and then on top of that, when they get in bed, she's tired, and he's tapping her on the shoulder. You ready for sex? So let's go and let me break through all of these things. First of all, if a man works hard and has worked hard with a goal of retirement, I think he should enjoy that retirement. I'm not going to criticize him because he doesn't want to that he's not having another job. So that's first. All right. Now he has checked boxes. He checked the box. I got to get through high school, check, to be able to go to the Army. I have to pass the entrance exams to get in the Army. Check. I got to go through basic training, pass that to get enlisted, to get certified or whatever. Check. He's in the Army. I'm going to work through this, whatever it takes to get to retirement. And he might have had to been deployed or whatever, but he said, I'm going to stay focused on this goal to get to retirement. He get to retirement, check. I'm retired. They give him a retirement check. I'm good. That was my goal. I'm good.
He achieved his goal, and now he doesn't. It would appear that he has no new active goal. He might have a goal.
Now
His
that's why
goal might be to sit
and enjoy the retirement.
So what do you do about it?
Well, a couple things. Now that's what I want to get to. Ma'am, who wrote the letter, let me give you my advice. First, you can't fuss your way into getting him to change. I think of something that Zig Ziglar said, and I thought it was so profound years ago. He said, if a person isn't maximizing their productivity or possibilities, it is for one of three reasons. One, they are sick. They are physically sick. Number two, they have some sort of mental illness or mental condition. Number three, they're not motivated.
So he doesn't appear to be physically ill.
Nope.
Doesn't appear to have a mental condition.
Nope. He's not motivated. He's not motivated to get more job, because he was motivated to get that check, to get that retirement check, to check off the retirement and get that income coming in. Here's how you do it, ma'am. Listen carefully. My wife did not want to be an entrepreneur. No.
Why are you using me as an example?
Because it's the best example I can use, I can give, because I lived it. Now, my wife, as you heard already, her father worked like 100 jobs. Okay.
No,
all right.
4.
Okay. And they never, he and his wife, my father-in-law and mother-in-law, who I loved and adored, they never took a vacation.
Why?
Because they were always working, but they were happy.
Yes.
Oh, they were happy. They were happy. They worked together. They had a grocery store, a laundromat, a barber shop, a beauty shop. They had the church. He was a pastor. So Saturday she would be at the church. Sunday he would preach, And then they would take off Sunday afternoon and ride around Hampton, Virginia. Okay. Now, that said, my wife saw their level of intensity working all the time. So when she finished college, went on to get her master's degree, she had no interest in being an entrepreneur. She wanted a job that paid her a salary. That was it. Okay. She was good with that. But
So I didn't have to work 4 jobs.
Right. She wouldn't have to work 4 jobs, 5 jobs, whatever. So when we got married, initially she worked with law firm, and then she worked for Capitol Hill, for Congress people, one after another. But then I started speaking. I needed her to come work with me. I needed her to become more entrepreneurial minded. I was an entrepreneur, but I couldn't fuss her into doing it. I asked her to help sometime, but she said, no, I don't want to leave my job. So what did I do? I realized I had to change her inputs to impact her outputs. So I would give her a cassette tape after I listened to it and say, oh, I thought this was so good, Dee. Really thought this was good, but I want your opinion. I didn't tell her she needed it. Listen, that's a mistake. We say, you need to read this book, or you need to listen to this. No, I thought this was pretty good, but I like your opinion. She listened to it, and she listened to it, and she listened to it. And I'd get another one. I thought this one was pretty good. Tell me what you think. And before long, it changed her thinking.
I was at least open.
And then before long, I said, well, could you work with me 1 day a week? She came work with me 1 day a week. And then a few months later, I said, I need 2 days. Gave me 2 days, gave the congressional office 3 days. And then she came to 3 days with me and 2 days with them. And then 4 days with me and 1 day with them. And eventually she left. And now she's an entrepreneur's entrepreneur. She's thinking about making money and running things. And she's the back office boss. By the way, go to her website, backofficeboss.com, and how she helps companies in their back office. Anyway, but I didn't fuss her into it. I didn't push her into it. I motivated her into it. And that's what I want to say to you, ma'am. You can't fuss him into extra money. You got to change his inputs. What is he listening to? What is he reading? So I want you to get my book. Listen carefully. Go get my book. It only takes a minute to change your life. Start there. Get the book on my website, williejolly.com, or winwithwillie.com. Look for my product, williejolly.com. Look for my shop. It says shop. Get the book. It only takes a minute to change your life. And I'll sign it to you and him. Okay?
Do you have a download version?
No, I want to sign it. I want to sign it. I want to sign it. I want a physical. And then, I mean, if you're in another country, another part of the world, you can always get to digital. Okay. And so get the book. It only takes a minute to change your life on my website. You read it first, ma'am. And then after you read it, then you say to him, don't say you need to read this. You say, I thought this book was really good. This he's motivational and inspirational, but I'd like your opinion. Give it to him. And then say, how'd you like it? And let's see if he'll read it. I think if you stroke his ego, he will read it. Once he reads the book, then you get my book, A Setback is a Set Up for a Comeback. And then you get my book, Turn Setbacks into Greenbacks. And then you're on your way to getting him a new mindset. See, it's all about mindset. And he'll start to see that he's still a young man. He's got a lot of life left to live. He got a lot of possibilities and expectations. So next, after you help him change his inputs, then he would start to see that he has greater potential for revenue generation. Now that's first. Second thing is, as Greg Kozera, back to chapter 4 in the book, Make Love, Make Money, Make It Last, which is the communications chapter. I want you, if you don't have the marriage book, get 2 copies. 2 copies. And y'all read it together. But that chapter number 4 is the big kahuna, or that's the biggest chapter on communication. Y'all have to communicate a little better. And you can't.
A lot better.
You have to do a lot better. And you can't fuss your way or nag your way into it. You have to communicate and have.
Go ahead.
In there.
Mm-hmm. In reference to communication in this particular situation, wow, because this is a long drawn out process, quite frankly. Because she don't get the book today, read it tomorrow, hand it to him. It's a cultural and it's a gentle thing. Like I talk about the rough rocks and the water going over the rocks. It's a slow process, but you have to have the communication, the gentle conversations. How do you do that? So he's sitting in front of television. She's not gonna say, "Oh, I read a book. Play here." How you speak to somebody is very important.
It's very important. You cannot say you need it or you need to read this.
So you're going to start with when Willie talks about the 4 F's: be friendly, be frank, be fair, be focused on a win-win.
Okay, don't go through those so fast. The 4 F's are be friendly, be frank about how something made you feel, be fair, be focused on a win-win. Get those at the TED Talk, okay, at JolleyMarriage.com.
So starting off being friendly, you're probably frustrated because sometimes you come home from work and he has not initiated a meal. That requires a friendly conversation also. Yep. So to be friendly and say he's worked hard. So creating the right kind of cultural environment. Honey, I know that we appreciate you as a family because you put in all these years in the military. You deserve to be able to sit because you have more than paid your dues and prepared for your family.
Yes.
So as we look at this now, you have the opportunity to do that and stop and reflect and decide what you want to do next. Don't say you're not doing anything.
Right. What do you want to do?
Don't have enough money.
You're so talented.
No.
You know, you stroke people. You're so talented.
As you're learning, that's what I'm saying, to create an atmosphere where you make him feel good. Stroke his ego, which is the truth. He's put in all this time in military service.
Yes.
And this is his reward.
That's right.
What's the new chapter in your life going to be? He probably has not thought about that at all.
He hasn't hit that one on his goal list, but help him set new goals.
So how do you set new goals? And of course, here's how I might say something. Okay. I know how much you gave to the military and how hard you worked for our family. And I really admire your dedication. You deserve to retire. Then this is how you do what I call a gentle pivot. How about that? So you share your feels, and you might say something like, and you know, since our income is getting a bit tighter now, we need to look at retirement maybe in a different light. How about us getting together and just sitting and doing a budget and see what we need to adjust since the lifestyle is now different since you've retired? I think that would be a good gentle segue into, instead of we don't have enough money.
Yeah. That might, I mean, the main thing I think is you're right. That is a communication, having a positive spin on it. Don't fuss, don't nag. Now, let me say one more thing about the communication. I want to say hello to Gretchen Williams. It's good to hear from you. And Dory on Purpose. Thank you. And I'm glad I was able to speak for your team. Thank you. Okay. And Nancy Ulmer, Busy Bee Busy Bee all day. Okay, Busy Bee all day. Now, the issue with him not working, she's working. She comes home after working.
He's retired, so it's not like he is bringing in money.
Yeah,
but not at the same level.
No, I'm going to talk about the other issue.
Okay.
And then when she's tired after working all day, maybe had to cook, she want to go to bed, and he coming over there. You ready for sex?
Well, see, I think there are a couple of issues there.
Yeah, a couple of issues there. Hello, go ahead.
So first of all, cooking is not a big deal. If they have not discussed it, gentle communication, conversation, and persuasion that a meal time in the evening is expected, have a conversation, come with some other options.
Such as? I mean,
but I'm saying
a meal every day is a big deal.
No, it's not.
Yeah, you know.
See, we have a difference of opinion.
I'm coming home. People eat dinner at night, Dee. You're the only one who eats carrots. Okay, so.
But I'm saying You can plan around. I mean, okay, so dinner happens 5 nights a week or 7 nights a week. You know it's gonna happen, right?
Yeah.
You worked out there. What are other options? What did I do when I was working outside of the home? I would plan. We had lots of lasagna and spaghetti.
Okay, but she still has to do that. She has to come home and warm it up or whatever. That's not fair. Here's the thing. That's not getting into that because that's a rabbit hole about whether you eat dinner or not, or you want.
No, okay. I'm saying
that's not. That's you're making a new issue that's not on the issue sheet. Okay.
Well, what's on the issue sheet?
He come over. No, he come home. He'll come home. She works all day. She come home tired, and he says, "You ready to have sex tonight?"
Well, not right there.
All right,
this is the meal in between. Which
let's get past the meal, D. Why are you so fixated on this here meal? And how do you get to the meal? What the heck is that? I mean, that's not what we focus on.
All right.
What color shoes did she wear today? Okay.
That's a good point.
You see, that's where you're at. You done gone down this rabbit hole about. Okay.
Back on track.
All right, back on track here's what I want to say to you, ma'am. You need to have the conversation with him and share with him what I share with gentlemen when I do all men seminars. Did one at the church where Williams Memorial CME in High Point last Sunday, is to tell men, you got to treat your wife like a queen if you want her to treat you like a king.
But they might not know how.
Okay, I'm telling you now.
Okay.
And so first, you got to help your husband understand that if he wants some loving at night, he needs to start working on it in the morning. He needs to understand women are crock pots. They warm up slowly. We men are microwave ovens. They push a button, they're done. But women, you slow burn. So you need to say to her, she's getting ready to go out in the morning, you sure look beautiful today. Then you call her while she's at work that day and say, I'm thinking about you. You little by little, so that when she gets home, then it's not a, hey, you ready for sex? No.
It's important to know what your partner's love language is.
Does that make a difference?
Yes, it does.
Does that make a difference to him doing this? No. What we're saying is they need. Of course, you need to know your love language, but that's not the issue here. You're going down a different road again. The road is that they have to communicate. She has to tell him and encourage him to understand that she should not be on demand for sex. Sex on demand. Okay. It's a process, and you work on it.
But
amen.
The process depends also on how you like to receive information.
Oh, so he should bring her a gift? Because that's a love language. Let me bring you a gift every time. See,
I don't know, because that's not my love language. But I agree. He needs to know that. So maybe in the middle of one of these days when he's anticipating sex,
words of affirmation.
Maybe the gift is maybe the gift is a word of affirmation.
Oh, help me, sir, ma'am. Lord help me. She done gone down another rabbit hole. First the rabbit hole of what was for dinner, and now she rabbit hole of what the love language. I'm saying to you, ma'am, to help you fix this problem, one, y'all need to talk. And you need to say to him how to talk. And then you need to also share this video so he can hear me say, sir, I've learned in almost 40 years of marriage. I've been married as just about as long as you're alive. Here's what you got to do, sir. Young man, don't be tapping them on the shoulder. No. Start in the morning. Tell them how beautiful they are. Call them during the day. When they get home, say, can I help you?
Agrees with me. There.
I love midday calls. Hey, man, that's what I just said. I just said that. You're talking about the love languages, okay? Midday calls. There you go. Kimmy Coco said, 222 said that. Right. So here's what I'm saying, ma'am. Communication. And then second. So let's go back to it. One, communicate to him about the kind of motivation that he could use, and
but she's got to motivate him.
D is a mess. She said you're a mess. She's a mess. She's funny. She just Lord have mercy. Anyway,
see, this is where I am mentally today.
she's my favorite Martian. Take me to your leader. Anyway, okay. So this is the point of interest is this. One is communication. Two is if he's retired and you need more money, then help him get fired up for another career or another opportunities. And three, talk to him and encourage him to understand.
Don't fuss.
Don't fuss. Always encourage. Don't fuss. And then share. Hey, I know you want, after you've been waiting for me to come home all day, help me to process. He needs to understand. You need to read the book. I mean, we talk about it in the book, men versus women. I can't tell you other than that. Get 2 copies of the book, read it together. Our time is up. We overtime. Whew, but this was vote.
VOTE.
Vote tomorrow.
No, we did. No, I have to share this. This is November.
How we do that next week? We don't.
Oh, I gotta say, no, Monday is.
Veterans Day.
Veterans Day is
yeah,
Monday.
You're right.
It's the 11th, and then plus this November is Men's Health Awareness Month.
Okay.
Mental
health. Check your prostate, yes. Gentlemen. Have you had your prostate exam?
Testicular cancer too.
PSA. Have you got it done? Have you had your health? Have you had your physical? Go ahead.
And it's National Gratitude Month. I think that falls logically because Thanksgiving, right? And National Family Caregivers Month and Diabetes Month.
Boom. All right, we got to go. Our time is up. Thank y'all for yours. Hope you enjoyed it today. Gladys Pemberton, hope you have, I know you're listening. Thank you for having such a great birthday dinner with Dee and I and your husband, Ron, for y'all to celebrate your birthdays. These beautiful ladies. Gladys said good advice. I know you're listening, Gladys. We had such a great time on Saturday night celebrating with Gladys and Ron Pemberton as we celebrated Gladys and Dee's birthday. They have the same birthday, and we do it every year. And then one year we had it in Paris. That's right, we did it in Paris. We had that birthday in Paris, and we surprised them. Ron and I surprised them. They didn't know where they were going. So anyway, all right, folks, thank y'all. Everybody, thank y'all for your nice, good advice, good show. Share it with everybody. We'll see you next week. We're out.
Why do birds suddenly appear every time you are near? Just like me, they long to be close to you.